Who doesn't love a good old Payday stealth build? And lucky for us, we've gotten to not only see the current skills in the Payday 3 beta, but also had the chance to play with them too. Now, if you've had a chance to watch any Payday 3 gameplay or play yourself, you will know that stealth has had a pretty large overhaul, going from something that became pretty easy and linear to now having a lot more meat on the bone. Well, what's good for us is that there are also a bunch of new skills to play around with, and of course, there's some stealthy ones in there for us to gnaw on for a while too. This is of course subject to change as the game isn't fully released, and these are only shown in the beta and could well change by the time the game is out. If that becomes the case, look out for an update stealth build video. Oh hell, if I'm asking you to do that, I may as well ask you to subscribe to not actually miss that upload and all others Payday 3 related. So let's get into this here because there's a lot to talk about and I have to fill up at least 8 minutes. First and foremost, let's talk about Rush. No, not that one. Payday 3 Rush. Rush is a new thingamajig in Payday 3, and when earned or granted, you gain an increase in movement speed for 20 seconds. To go with this, some skills activate when Rush is triggered. Both are of course very situational and will eventually become a part of the playstyle that will be second nature, I'm pretty sure. Next is just a quick update to physical areas of the game. There are currently 3: public, private, and secured. Public, no detection, only if caught picking a lock by a guard or a camera. Private, guards will spot you and escort you out if spotted. Cameras will spot you and send a search. Secure, civilians will get alerted seeing you in there and alert a guard. A further disclaimer here is that looking at all the skills that seem useful in stealth in Payday 3, there seems to be more than you are possibly allowed to take based on the amount of available skill points, unlike Payday 2, where you can take everything you needed and more for a stealth build. Luckily, here there's no drills and no drill skills, so that's well done. I found 27 skills that have some utility in a stealth environment, and it seems as though 21 skill points may be the amount you get when you max out in Payday 3, but we shall see about that once the game is fully released. To take us through these skills, I came across this skills builder, which I'll link down below so you can also play around with it. Let's get into it. Starting at the top, as we move down, we're hopping straight into Infiltrator and acing the first skill. Basic, we gain Rush when we have successfully picked a lock. Rush becomes important here with some later skills where it can allow us to bag faster, so picking a lock and entering a vault, being able to bag faster will be a bonus, especially with die packs in Payday 3. Aced, this skill gives us Rush when a guard begins to detect us. This is something that we can exploit a little bit, getting a little bit of detection and then utilize the Rush boost onto other skills. Next in the Infiltrator tree, we have Quick Fingers. If we have Rush, we will complete a whole lockpick on the first jiggle check, making this extremely fast. Utilizing a couple of ways in this build to gain Rush, this should make lockpicking super easy and fast. Next we have Bagger, again linked to Rush, bag 50% faster. Like previously mentioned, lockpicking and entering a vault to bag as fast as possible to avoid loss of loot due to die packs. Next we have Escapist Basic, sprint for 3 seconds and gain Rush. Being able to move faster in stealth along with the Rush benefits help heavily here. Here we can have Rush pretty much on demand to be able to pick locks, bag faster and other skills that it benefits. Then it's Swift for an extra 10% movement speed when we're masked up. Who doesn't love to be speedy? All the time. Now onto the Manipulator tree. Basic on the first skill to tie hostages 50% faster. Really just an easy quality of life skill. Grifter is next, only basic on the first skill. If your mask is still off and you're 1 meter from a civilian, you will gain Rush. Another simple way to stack the Rush up, and another one that can be repeated when needed for other actions. Walk the Walk is next. This makes you undetectable to cameras if you're unmasked and have Rush in private areas. Cams will, however, spot you doing illegal actions like picking locks. Next is Open Mic, a simple ability to half the time it takes to answer a radio. Who doesn't want that? The Hacker tree is next, and we're taking all these skills except the Ace version of the Hacker skill itself. First up is Hacker, and this allows you to hack a camera through your mobile device and cycle through like you're in the camera room. You can also move the camera out of the vision path of somewhere to allow you easier access or less detection risk. Secure Loop is next, and that just affords you the ability to loop a camera. Next is Appliance Breach. Lures are new to Payday, and they are essentially ways to distract a guard. Activate a lure, and we had a small speaker box in the beta to turn on, and a nearby guard will go to see what's happening in that area. This skill allows you to activate these from a distance as long as you can see them, which is pretty neat. Routed Ping is next, another camera trick that allows you to make a camera mark all guards within its view, and they stay marked for 5 seconds after they leave the camera's vision. Next, Glitch Protocol. When you have line of sight on a guard, you can hack their radio and they will stop what they're doing for 5 seconds and then resume their previous action. So if the guard was escorting a player out of a private area, the guard will go back to patrolling. If the guard was about to detain a player, they will go into search mode. Last in Hacker is Signal Catch. Here you can answer pages from across the room if you have line of sight. This can be useful if you got spotted from a distance and had to take a shot, but some civs or cameras are around. Of course, you'll probably have to end up running over there anyway to grab the body and move it, but hey, at least it cuts down on all the things you need to do at once. Next is Strategist and Ace It. If you liked high value target aced in Payday 2, then you're going to love this one. I myself was a huge fan. Basic, you can mark an additional guard and the marking lasts 20% longer. Ace does the same thing again, so another mark guard and a further 20%. Finally, we spec into the CQC tree. Basic, the first skill to gain rush when we perform a takedown, and then Groundskeeper to perform those takedowns 20% faster. Lastly, we have Cover Up. This will immediately also answer the guard's radio upon takedown, again playing into the speed of our actions and allowing us to move quickly onto the next task. Let's talk quickly about the 6 stealth skills that I didn't take here, in case they would fit into your stealth build or would find more valuable. These would be Savage Takedown, to intimidate civilians who are within 5 meters of you when you perform a takedown. Overbearing, an increased shout range of 20% and the civs stay down for 50% longer. A skill more notable for solo where you may need that extra distance and time for crowd control. Hacker Aced also allows you to overload a camera and stun nearby guards, but in stealth sounds a little risky. Social Engineering, if you have rush, employees will ignore your actions in private areas. Slippery in the Grifter tree allows you to uncuff yourself if you get cuffed in stealth. Grifter Aced, civs that are within 10 meters of you and see you mask up will become intimidated. Now I like this one, but yelling once seems to get all civs down really fast in Payday 3, and I found that not all civs are actually looking at you when you mask up, so it doesn't work amazingly. These all of course have some utility and may even need to switch around based on a particular heist, and of course your own playstyle and preference. The final word on stealth builds that needs to be said is around detection risk, and obviously including weapons and armor into that. None of these elements have any bearing on your ability to stealth anymore, as the old detection risk has gone. You can take any weapon, any armor, and not be detected any quicker than you would to say a pistol versus a minigun. I would obviously suggest a silencer on a weapon, but that's about it. Oh, and maybe put that on a shotgun for a little shot pushing ragdolls like usual, but nowhere near as much as Payday 2. The other thing worth mentioning here is hybrid stealth and loud builds. They're also a thing that are relatively easy to create here, where you could spec half into these skills and the other half into some loud skills that you like too. Anyways, that's it for me on stealth builds for now, and I'm sure once the game releases and updates occur, we'll be right back here with an update. So until then, I'll see you in the next one. Holy shit.